Hello, everyone. This is Josh. You're watching Tuxedo Talk on the King Brokey YouTube channel. And tonight, we are making some big changes. As opposed to the usual Maker's Mark, we're going to be trying out a little bit of Buffalo Trace this evening. However, the Hawaiian Breeze cigar will remain the staple for this evening for the sake of familiarity. I've pre-lit it in the interest of time. Tonight, we're going to be talking about whether or not you have a porn problem. And in order to go into this topic, I feel like I need to share a little bit. Ooh, that Buffalo Trace is absolutely delicious. So, anyway though, I got a pretty big dick. Like, it's no baby arm holding a crab apple. It's nothing impressive like that. Like, I do not have the largest hammer in the shed, but the tool I got will take care of about anything, any nail you put in front of it, it'll drive home. You know? Stick me in the Congo, butt ass naked. I'm not going to turn any heads, but at the same time, too, no one will laugh at me. You know, I'll just be stuck middle of the pack. Nothing to write home about, nothing impressive in that part of the world. So, I have to tell you this, I'm also circumcised, which for some unlucky men, well, depending on your perspective, makes them a little bit less sensitive. So, to make them last longer, but at the same time, too, it can make it harder to get yours. I happen to be one of those. So, back when I was in my late teens and into my early 20s, that would be the case for me. And I found, being very, very sexually inexperienced, that in order for me to get mine, I'd have to really focus. And at that age, when you're inexperienced, shit, you're just happy to be doing it. You aren't even really thinking about it. And if you've got a unit that's a little bit bigger than average and you're pounding away for a while, you can end up hurting or making the young lady a little bit discomforted, not get yours, and get really fucking frustrated, which turns out to be quite the problem. So, also too at that age, if you're a young man who's sexually healthy, you're going to be wanting to get yourself off once a day at least, twice a day you got to. And if you don't always get there from sex, and if your girlfriend or lady friend is in recovery mode for a couple of days, you're going to be frustrated. Well, had me turn to porn. Which then, in turn, if you're getting used to your hand and not a young lady, you're going to be even less sensitive. And as you can probably tell, a vicious cycle returned. Where you just slowly but surely things get worse and worse and worse. I ended up having to just basically live like a monk for about a month. And try and not have sex, not look at porn, and just try and get back to a baseline. Learned a little bit about my body. Learned how to slow things down. And my sex life got a lot healthier. And at the time, too, in my single days, I learned about myself. I needed it about every other day, and twice a week was like a requirement. Well, that's not always conducive for the young lady that you're seeing, and I did not want to look at porn at the time because I couldn't control myself, I felt like. So the solution mine is like, well, just see more than one woman. Easy peasy. Now, I never autistically told them, like, you're number 3, but I also wouldn't lie. But then along came marriage. Well, that's really no longer an option anymore once you have a serious girlfriend, especially when you're going to marry and have kids with. And the next thing you're going to need to learn is as you get older, and if you're thinking about getting married, you need to understand as a man that marriage and in your 30s, you are not going to be having sex like you were in your early 20s. I think a lot of men understand that. But you also need to prime your female partner to understand that there will not be romance like it was in your 20s as well. They'll say, you don't do X, Y, or Z anymore. Well, I also, back then, I didn't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I didn't have all these responsibilities. I'm a little bit more tired now. A little sidebar for you. Free information. So anyway, I said that to say this, is that now that I'm a little bit older and a little bit more mature, I've learned to use porn as basically as a thing to scratch an itch. Again, with me, I can go about every third day. Now, when you're married with 3 kids, you aren't always going to get it every third day. And if you are in a relationship where you are that way, congratulations, good on you. You need to be running this channel, this very failed channel, not me. And when my testosterone is really, really high, I'll be feeling like I'll be wanting to do it every day, but that's where self-control comes in. So that would be my suggestion to you on whether or not you have a porn problem is it consuming you or are you consuming it? At the end of your little porn session, what kind of feelings do you have? Is your post-nut clarity? Oh, thank God. That demon's been excised from me. Now I can go to sleep or go do whatever the hell it is I need to go do. I have my dreams. I have my focus. I have my goals. These are the things, my purpose in my life. I can go do it now and not be distracted? Or is it, Jesus Christ, I've just spent the next 4 hours looking at Brazilian bukkake. What am I doing with my life? Those are 2 very, very different feelings. And then I have another little test on it too that you should do, is that within a minute of your post-nut clarity, go back and look at what you were just jerking it to. If you're disgusted by it, that's a serious problem, and you need to get that shit handled. So, the King Brokey outlook on porn and porn habits is not the absolute degeneracy of choosing to watch porn 8 hours a day, not going outside, and looking like a fiddler crab. No, that's not acceptable. But I'm also not trying to tell you that every single person who's in porn is a child abuse victim and that staring at it makes Jesus cry when you should be going out there and repopulating the white race. Those people are equally crazy. So, that is the catchphrase that I will leave you with is, make sure that you are consuming porn and it is not consuming you, and that it should be there to scratch an itch so that you can focus on whatever the hell it is you want to do in your life, and it is not your life. And do not be ashamed for needing to scratch that itch. There's nothing wrong with you. Sex is the reason we're all here. Hell, you could even argue it's the reason for everything.